Hey everybody, I'm Anthony, and we're on Jessica Lawrence's channel, obviously, and I'm being interviewed now about co-parenting and how I've adapted to life of a step-parent.
Okay, so I'm behind the scenes and I'm going to ask Anthony a few questions about co-parenting and being a step-parent. So let's just get into this. So Anthony, why don't you tell us a little backstory about you and Lillie?
Well, I first met Lillie Christmas Eve of 2015. My mother invited my new girlfriend Jessica to my house for Christmas Eve because she always threw a party, and invited her to bring her daughter Lillie, who I'd never met. So obviously I was really nervous, but she came, and she was a little shy at first, and you know, me and Lillie got along right away. I think she warmed up to me pretty quickly. The one funny moment, I think we really bonded over Christmas cookies. So my mom always makes Christmas cookies every year, as many mothers do, many people. So Lillie wanted all the Christmas cookies, so she kept taking and taking and taking more Christmas cookies. When she wasn't allowed to have any more, she still kept doing it. So I had to take the whole pan of cookies, hold it over my head so that she could not get any as she's jumping, trying to reach them from me, and we're all laughing at her. So that was a fun moment between me and her, our first really, bonding moment, kind of talking to each other, warming up to each other a little bit, and then the rest is history.
So we're gonna get started on the questions. Anthony, if you feel uncomfortable at any moment, you can take a break.
Alright, I'm getting out of here. I'm heading up.
Okay. First question. What were your first thoughts about dating someone with a 5-year-old?
My first thoughts about dating someone with a 5-year-old, I was very, very nervous. Never did anything like this before. It was definitely, I was very anxious, and I wanted to make a great impression on Lillie, and I wanted to show Jessica that I could, handle this and do it well, and just be a great person for Lillie to meet, because I didn't want to make a fool of myself, and I didn't want to have any problems, and I was nervous. I overthought a lot, but it ended up being okay.
Question number 2. How do you feel about co-parenting with Lillie's father?
Well, this is a very controversial question. So, my thoughts on co-parenting with Lillie's dad. It's very, very challenging, seeing that, we all have different parenting styles, some better than others, but it's very, very tough when he thinks one thing is right, we think another thing is right, or I think another thing is right. And she goes to her dad's every other week, and she's learning different things there than she's learning here. And it can be frustrating because sometimes she gets confused. And it can be, it's tough. But you just got to do the best you can.
Has it been hard transitioning from no kids to a 5-year-old?
No, it was easy. Lillie's great. She just became part of my family immediately, and it was all good. We all, watch movies and make popcorn together, and it was just everything I always wanted.
How did you cope with becoming a step-parent?
The way I coped becoming a step-parent was to, find out as much as I could about Lillie, children in general. I had to re-examine myself to decide the kind of father that I wanted to be, or the kind of person that I wanted to be that she could look up to. I went through a few different, changes, trying to figure it out myself, and I think I'm doing okay so far.
Was it harder to transition from no kids to a 5-year-old, or transitioning from 1 kid to 2 kids?
Definitely 1 kid to 2 kids. When I met Lillie, I didn't meet her when she was a baby. She pretty much could do things herself. You didn't have to worry about her too much. You know, she could get up, walk, talk, go to the bathroom, clean up after herself, even though she doesn't. Well, going from 1 kid to 2 kids, especially with a baby, it's a lot more difficult. You have to do a lot more work, and you have to. It's 24 hours a day job for some people.
How does your family do with Lillie?
My family loves Lillie to death. They've accepted her as part of the family. My grandmother sends Lillie birthday cards, Halloween cards, New Year's cards, you know, all that stuff. She loves her. My mom obviously invited her over for Christmas Eve that very first time, and my mom treats her like she's one of her own. My whole extended family, my aunts, my uncles, you know, welcome her in. All my cousins' kids, you know, play with her. They're her age. Everyone loves Lillie. What's not to love?
Do you feel out of place disciplining her, or how do you feel disciplining her?
When it comes to discipline with Lillie, I kind of am hesitant most of the time about it, because sometimes I feel that it's not my place, which is wrong, because if I'm going to be in her life, I need to be as much in her life the same way her mother is, or her own father. And I shouldn't feel uncomfortable disciplining her, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I might have a different thought than Jess does, or a different way of doing things. But we just have to work it out. We have to talk about things. Obviously, even if me and Jess end up arguing about something, try not to do it in front of Lillie. Later on, we'll talk about it and come up with a plan so that we're on the same page. You always want to be on the same page.
Do you feel under pressure to be a role model?
I wouldn't say under pressure. I won't feel negatively about it. I don't feel like it's something that I have trouble doing, or something that I'm willing to do. It's something that I just do naturally. You know, I'm trying to teach my children, Lillie and Oliver, to be the best they can be, to be good people. And I mean, I just show them by doing it myself. I don't really have to do any extra work.
What has been the hardest role as a parent so far?
A difficult role as a parent so far would be seeing things through Lillie's perspective, you know, why she does what she does. Sometimes I have a hard time seeing that through her eyes, and I don't always understand the things that she does, which some of them are just weird. But I'll think that's one of the things that I really need to work on as a father, is to see things the way my children see them.
What is your biggest regret as a parent?
My biggest regret as a parent is doing this interview. My biggest regret as a parent is not trying to make something of myself earlier in my life. It affects me now, and it affects my children now. Not so much now, but since now that I'm getting a new job, making a career, I'm able to provide a better life for my children. I want them to have everything they can have. So starting my life sooner would have gotten a jump start on that, but I'm getting there.
Last question. Will you be raising Ollie the same way you're raising Lillie?
Absolutely not. No. So when it comes to raising Oliver differently than Lillie, I would say in a sense, yes. Not so much as treating him differently, but more like learning from past parenting fails with Lillie, and, you know, adapting, learning a better way to do things with him, maybe make it a little easier for him. But basically treat them the same way. We love them the same amount. I love them the same amount. Even though Oliver is my biological child, I love Lillie just as much as I love him. And that will never change.
That's it with the questions, Anthony. I'm tired of interrogating you.
All right, everybody.
You on the spot.
This has been an interview with a step parent about step parenting issues. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and please leave a comment on your thoughts of being a step parent. Are you a step parent? Let us know. Have a good day, America.
Broadcast out.
This is Ron Burgundy saying off.